Hey guys, I'm Anna from Nocturnal, and today I'm going to show you how to sound design a scene from a car chase scene, an action film, a car chase scene. No, there's already an action one, right? So let's watch the scene first. So we've got some cars, skids maybe of wheels as they jump over the barrier. You definitely want a collision sound and some kind of explosion there. Oh, that car hits the car. We've got a lot of metal scraping here and some gunshots, multiple gunshots, maybe some engine revs. Cool, so I've got all these sound effects downloaded free from the internet. So let's start with the crash, just because it's our first folder here. So it helps me when adding sound effects is just adding a marker. Just makes it easier to keep track of. So right when these cars hit each other, probably around there, I'm gonna add a marker. Just call it crash. Cool. This is more of a braking sound. That's awesome. So that's a really cool lead up into this car hitting the other car. And let's just fade it in, starting where the scene fades in. Gives us a nice little ambient bed as well. All right, this sound effect. So let's just layer that in with the other stuff just to give it a little bit more texture. You want to layer as many sound effects as you can, at least 2 or 3 for something especially as big as this crash, just to give it a little bit more texture and make it a little bit more of a unique sound. Cool. And then our final crash sound. The one thing about this sound though is that we're inside of the car as we're seeing it. So we want to make it sound as if we're hearing it from within. So let's put it on its own track and put an EQ filter on it just to roll off some of those highs. The way it would sound is if you were in the car, it would be a little bit more muffled. Cool. All right, so our driving sounds now. All right, the sound is great as just a little bit of an ambient tunnel sound because we're in this tunnel that's got all these cars coming through, so we just want to fill in the space a little bit. The sound here, car peels off, 0 to fit best. Cool, let's put it a little earlier than that. Great, and then in the grand scheme of things. Cool, so fast car drive. And just have it playing throughout the scene to get those other cars in the space. It gives us that engine sound of this main car that we're following. Here we've got some car horns, so let's add a couple of these in. Maybe we'll have the car horn come in right here, right before he hits the other car. And let's add another car horn maybe right before the cars are about to hit each other. Let's actually move this sound over forward. And let's add this last car horn. So let's see how that sounds. Let's delete that one. And let's put it here instead. Cool, and it looks like we need another crash sound here because the cars are touching again, so I'm just gonna mark that. And maybe let's copy one of these sounds over and use the same one. Just a little bit of a pitch change will make it sound like a different sound effect, so you don't sound like you're repeating all the same stuff. Here we have an interior of a car engine, so let's just add this. And let's put the sound effect anytime we're on the interior of the car. So right here. Cool, and when we're inside of the car, we want to muffle the exterior sounds. So let's take this plugin and just automate the bypass. So right now the whole track is muffled. Let's just go through and pick out sections where we want it to be muffled, which would be these ones right here, right where we're inside the car. Great, so now the outside sounds sound like they're muffled when we're inside of the car. So one last thing we should probably add is the pistol. So let's put a couple of these in and let's put them on their own tracks because I'm going to want to add some compression to these because they're going to be very loud. So if we compress them a little bit, it makes it a little bit more bearable on the ears. So if we make it a pretty high ratio of compression, give it a little bit of a knee, that just means that when this hits, going to bring down the volume of that louder part of that gunshot. And we're going to want to hear probably some kind of ricochet off that other car. Cool. That's a cool sound effect. I like that. Let's layer that with what we've currently got. I like that. Let's do the other gunshot. Let's copy one of these down here, since that's sort of a lower sounding gunshot, and layer it with this higher frequency one. Cool. And because we've used slight variations of these sound effects, these two gunshots do sound slightly different. And then right here, there's a bit of a skid with those tires. So let's add a marker and drop in that sound effect. Cool. Let's listen to the whole scene. Cool, so that's our scene. Obviously this is not complete, this is just a really good starting point. So these are a lot of the hard effects with the cars and the gunshots, but you're definitely gonna wanna add some Foley. If there's any dialogue, shouting between the characters, definitely would wanna add some more reverb to fill out that space a little bit, and ambience of the different cars, driving through the tunnel, just giving that bed of noise, and of course a score to keep up the tension. If you want more content like this, like, follow, and subscribe Deity Microphones on all social media platforms. Leave a comment below on what you want to see in the next video, and the best comment will win a vlog. Again, I'm Anna from Nocturnal, and thank you for watching.